Welcome to the World Cafe Conversation on Women, Leadership, and Prosperity. Thank you so much for being here today. Give yourselves a round of applause. This event today is sponsored by the Fortunista Social Club, and who we are is a group of women that gets together once a month with the intention and the focus of ever expanding prosperity. We get together to expand our financial knowledge, expand and share our resources, and then bring it back to the communities that we hold dear, our families, our partners, our organizations, so that prosperity wherever we are is always expanding. The purpose of a World Cafe style conversation is to get an extraordinary group of people together, that would be you, and explore questions that matter, such that you leave with personal insight for yourself on new pathways for the future and also new pathways for the community. What's unique about the World Cafe style conversation, there are a few things. One is that you focus on what's working and how to expand it, which is a big deal. It's a directed conversation. That's one thing. The other thing is that rather than focusing on the wisdom of one person, like a fancy speaker at the front of the room who is sharing knowledge with you, what the World Cafe does is harvests the collective wisdom of the community. In the center of your table, you'll see an envelope. Inside the envelope are 3 questions. They're numbered, and we'll start with 1, and then we'll go to 2, and then we'll go to 3. Number one is the one that you'll explore with the women you're sitting with right now. And 2, you'll switch, and 3, you'll switch, okay? So, as you're exploring the questions, I really encourage you, because we're human beings and we forget things easily if they're not written down. So if there's something that you hear that's really interesting, I really encourage you to capture it.
And what they're exploring right now is how are feminine and masculine energy giving us access to everything right now that we need, want, and desire.
When you first hear them, you might be like, well, I mean, I don't know. It stimulates non-linear conversation. So you might find that in like 10 minutes, you'll be like, what was the question that we were talking about? I don't really know. Okay, well, this conversation's good. And take it in that direction.
So the question they're exploring right now is, what do we know and still have yet to know about our resources? So you can see it's not really a yes or no straightforward question, it's just meant to spring off new dialogue, new conversations.
So great, you can already see the difference, because I saw people look at me and be like, oh no, crap, no, I got more things to say, shut up, sit down. Just to remind you guys, after we go through the rounds and the harvesting, we're also going to be eating together. So you'll have plenty of time to continue these conversations.
The question they're exploring right now we're in the 3rd round, and the question they're exploring is, how are we already leading the way in expanding women leadership and prosperity on the planet?
What we'll be exploring together as a group is, what are you seeing newly about women leadership and prosperity for yourself, and then what are you seeing newly as it relates to the community? So you can check out what's on your sheets for a jumping off point, and anybody who wants to start can start. You just go like this. Wait, yeah? I see you.
No, I wasn't raising my hand.
Yeah, I know, you were talking.
No, what I was going to say is that, it's very nice to meet like this and talk, because most of the time I find that when you sit and talk with a lot of women, we, and I'm going to include myself, tend to bring sorrow and problems and being coached into doing something more productive than just whine and complain about our lives. I think it's great.
I'm Megan. What I'm seeing for myself, in the first conversation of prosperity and the relationship to resources, and resources being what we have an abundance of and what others have an abundance of, we saw that that people freely give when they have plenty. And I saw in the masculine and feminine conversation, I saw that I have a very different relationship with asking for what I want and need with women versus asking for what I want and need with men.
Leadership is going to take off with women as they become more empowered. And empowerment is all about knowing about oneself. And once a woman knows about herself and she's back with the education, she's back with the resources, she's just back with just total empowerment internally, then you're going to see more people stand up. For myself, personally, I find it electrifying to share with women what I learned, what I'm learning along the way. I find it electrifying and easy to stand up and speak after I figure like, oh wow, is that what it is? And I see other examples of women doing that. I mean, we see globally, we see people like Oprah Winfrey, who's a perfect example, who's exposing more and more women, showing other women what other women are doing, which is empowering, and so on and so on and so on. And each of us can come back in our own community and do the very same thing. And the other thing that I see personally is empowerment in the whole financial world. I'm a widow, and it wasn't until my husband died suddenly that I went, oh, how do we do this? I mean, not that I didn't take care of things myself, but it suddenly opened it up that women don't know basic information financially. And finance, or money, is power. Money is knowledge. Money is, not just money, but knowing about finances. You don't have to have money, but you have to know about how to operate. Then gives you the fortitude to move forward and go do things. And then you can also instill that in your children. So I think leadership will increase like that as we become more knowledgeable, and especially because of the course of events that have happened in the last 30 days. And you can see it has impacted us in every one of these categories you guys are talking about: energy, health, education, politics,
ideas.
all of these things that they've written down here. You'll see women soar, because I think women are the ones who will inherit this earth, and they're the ones who are going to, you know, we're going to have women leaders in every capacity throughout the whole globe.
Wow, thank you, Monique. Thank you. It's a perfect time to, we'll clear that space, get the food there. Yeah, perfect. Keep free to pull out.